When someone speaks in English, many of us naturally translate it into our own language to make sense of it. This is a habit most people develop, but it's not the best way to learn. From now on, I encourage you to try something different. Instead of translating into your mother tongue, try to understand English directly in English. It's a challenge at first, but it's an important step towards fluency. Can you give that a try? Now, let's think about how we listen. Usually, when we hear something, we focus on the meaning rather than the exact words being used. For example, right now as I am talking to you, most of you are thinking about the overall idea of what I'm saying, about why learning English is important and how you should listen better. You understand the concept, but if you want to improve, you need to pay attention to the words as well, not just the meaning behind them. When we hear something for the first time, our brain automatically processes the meaning, but it doesn't focus much on the language itself. That's why, when you're practicing listening, it's a great idea to listen to the same material multiple times. Repetition helps your brain focus on the language. If you have a recording, try to listen to it over and over until you can almost recite it. Think of your brain as a supercomputer, capable of storing and organizing a vast amount of information. But like a computer, you need to input that information regularly to make it stick. Inside this brain computer, you can create many mental files for different aspects of English. Let's say you create a file for English listening. Start filling that file by listening to English every day. Store the information in your brain by repeating what you hear. Thanks to modern technology, this is easier than ever before. 10 years ago, we didn't have the same ability to record and listen to things repeatedly, but today, you have a powerful tool right in your pocket, your smartphone. You can record anything, anywhere. For example, you could record speeches or English songs. Learning through songs is especially fun and effective. It's fascinating how many people can sing songs in languages they don't speak. You can use this same method to learn English by mimicking what you hear in songs. Sing along, copy the rhythm, and soon you'll find that you're improving your English without even realizing it. Whenever you hear something in English, try to imitate it. Think of how kids often copy what a street vendor says, repeating the tone and words exactly. This is a natural way of learning language. You can do the same with English, imitate the good English you hear. There are two main things to remember when it comes to listening. First, listen to correct, high-quality English. Second, listen to the same material multiple times. Try to make this a part of your daily routine. Can you commit to that? Some of you may already have a daily listening habit. Maybe you listen to CDs of inspiring speeches, like those by Swami Vivekananda. If you listen to even 5 minutes of English each day but repeat those 5 minutes several times, you'll see improvement. By doing this, you are effectively storing good English in your brain. Language learning is all about repetition and copying what you hear. Listening to good, correct English is essential. These days, we hear a lot of English around us, but not all of it is accurate. Even some teachers may make occasional mistakes. So, it's important to expose yourself to high-quality English. The more good English you listen to, the better you'll become at understanding and speaking it. Try to build this into your daily life. Just like you might meditate or pray every morning, add a bit of English listening into your routine. Can you make this a habit? Regular listening will strengthen your foundation in the language. Just as a sturdy building needs a solid foundation, your English learning needs a strong base, and listening provides that base. Another important skill you should practice every day is reading. We all know the English alphabet, but how often do we actually read in English? Whenever you see something in English, whether it's a sign, a poster, or a piece of text, make it a point to read it. And like listening, don't just read something once. The more you read the same material, the better you'll understand it. For instance, if you haven't yet, you could start with simple books. A good example is the life story of Swami Vivekananda, which is written in clear and beautiful English. You'll naturally pick up new words and phrases just by reading it. You don't need to consult a dictionary all the time, simply read through it, and over time, the words will start to stick. But again, don't read it just once. Go over it several times until it becomes familiar and the language starts to stay in your mind. The key to learning any language, especially English, is repetition and imitation. Whether you are listening or reading, repeating the same material will help cement it in your memory. By following these simple steps, little by little, your English will improve.